friends, welcome back to my channel. I am so happy to have you here for today's video. It is a summer morning and I'm going to bring you along for what is a fairly typical morning for me currently with 3 kiddos, 3 and under. If you're new around here, I share a lot of content around motherhood, simple rhythms for intentional living, backyard homesteading here and there as well, and purposeful homemaking. I would love, if you love this kind of content, for you to subscribe and join our little YouTube family and follow along for the journey. Thank you so much for being here. For us currently, no 2 mornings are exactly the same, but we have a really good system and daily rhythms in place that make our mornings flow well most of the time, even with varying different plans for each day. We tweak things here and there to fit each day's schedule and needs, but most mornings for me start with coffee. Slow mornings where we don't have to be anywhere at a certain time are my personal favorite. As an introvert, I do love my friends and play dates that we regularly do, but I also really enjoy my mornings that are just the kids and I, where we can get around a little bit slower and just take the day as it comes. As someone who is fairly type A and likes to schedule and plan really as much as I possibly can, I can tend to be a little bit of a control freak, and I'm working on that. But mornings that we don't have structured plans help me really slow down and prioritize what is most important, which is one of the reasons why I'm pretty seriously limiting playdates and activities outside of our house in this current season. We do still have those things regularly each week, but I'm learning to become more comfortable with saying no and not overloading our schedule with every opportunity that comes our way, despite how much fun they might seem in the moment. This is a skill I'm really working on strengthening currently, because it's not easy to find the balance between wanting to cultivate friendship and community for both you and your kids, and also prioritize slowness, routines, and allowing room to have margin in our home and schedule. I find that when we have too many mornings out of the house, like with other people doing play dates or scheduled events, things like that, where we have to, be out of the house at a certain time in order to get there at a certain time. So therefore I have to wake them up and get them ready and make sure they have breakfast all, on a very set timeline, because we have to be somewhere. We all tend to be rushing a little bit more, and it stresses us out a little more. Plus then we get there and, being somewhere else when you have a schedule and you're with other friends, like, you can't just kind of meander slowly through things. It's just a whole different vibe than it is when you wake up, even if you're going out and doing things with your kids, when it's just you and your kids. At least I've found that personally. And so while we really do, like I said, we really do love doing those things, I do have to limit them, because I just have noticed, and it makes such an impact on me and my kids when we're not having any slow mornings like that, to just get around as we want to take the day as it comes, to prioritize, if we want to read books for a little bit longer on the couch and snuggle up because it's a rainy day and we have the time to do that, we can totally do that, because we don't have to leave the house at a certain time. Or if we want to go on a walk and we find something really interesting and we want to sit there and look up things to learn about it together and sit there and take our time, we can do that also. So I don't know, I've just found that limiting our play dates and outside activities or plans with other people has really helped us in our season currently. Maybe that'll change as they get older and our season changes and shifts. Maybe it won't take quite as long to get everyone out of the house when I don't have 3 kids, 3 and under anymore. Who knows? We haven't made it to that stage yet, so we'll see. Usually mornings at home include at least 1 or 2 household tasks: laundry, feeding the sourdough starter, baking some sort of recipe, cleaning the bathroom, making a grocery list, those kind of things that just keep the household running smoothly. They just got to get done, right? Because I do work from home and need my early mornings and some of nap time typically to get work tasks done, I try to do household tasks when my kids are awake and around, so that I can focus and prioritize my work time when they're asleep. What's wrong, baby? What's wrong? What's wrong? Huh? Did you wake up a little bit sad? Yeah. We can have a happy day. You have happy day? You wanna sit with Mama? You wanna sit with Mama? Oh, face and green. This usually means that these tasks can take a little longer, and I usually have at least 1, if not several, little helpers helping me with most tasks. Sometimes they're playing independently in the other room, sometimes they're helping me. It really just depends. I don't force them to do one or the other. I usually give them the option of a few things. If I'm trying to accomplish a specific task, like laundry for instance, I'll ask them if they would rather color, play with toys in the living room, or help me sort laundry. I really like that they're around and nearby constantly when I'm completing household tasks, because it shows them that a household doesn't just run on its own. It requires a lot of work and love to make things run smoothly. It shows them that being a homemaker is truly a valuable role that contributes so much, and it shows them that all members of the family should be contributing and benefiting the family as a whole. It teaches them skills to develop alongside me as I show them how to fold laundry, how to sort it, how to put it away, and it provides endless education opportunities while doing so. Fostering independence and not just treating our kids as toddlers that are too young to help, but showing them that even at, you know, these young ages of 2 and 3 for the toddlers that can actually, you know, walk and help with things, showing them that even at those ages, they are a contributing, valuable member of our family as well. And that's something that's really important to us. This morning, Camden and Knox, the 2 and 3-year-olds, were playing in the other room with Matt's grandma. Definitely a huge benefit of our temporary living situation to have extra help so often. If you haven't heard, we temporarily are living with Matt's grandma because we had a water pipe situation that broke, and it will be just about a month that we've been living here. So things have been a little bit different in our personal life, just living in a different place, but that's one major benefit of living with family for sure. But Payson was being a little extra fussy this day, so I alternated between playing with her and keeping her happy while folding and putting away the load of laundry for the day. Also, I don't know what the copyright situation is here on YouTube since I'm still fairly new to YouTube, so I'm not playing the music because I don't want to get copyrighted and have my video taken down. But one thing that we've been loving utilizing lately, and I was utilizing here with Payson as she was fussy, was playing albums from Seeds Family Worship. If you haven't heard of them, go look them up because they are amazing. They have straight scripture worship songs basically. So they take scripture verses and they just put them to music, and they're really fun, engaging songs, and it helps the kids just literally memorize straight scripture because that's what it is. It's straight from the Bible, and they're memorizing these really fun songs. The kids have been loving it, and we've been utilizing it a lot lately. So random side note. Can you put your shoes on for me, please?
Okay.
So we're ready to leave? Yes.
Time for this. Well, just like
Yeah, they're on their own foot. It's okay. Any other moms run around like a chicken with their head cut off before they leave the house for literally anything, even if it's just a walk around the neighborhood, because they have to fill all the water bottles and make sure they have a snack and make sure there's diapers in the diaper bag for both the kids that are still in diapers, and make sure you have the wrap to put the baby in and get the wagon out and all the things. It literally, that alone is a full-time job, guys. That alone.
Hi.
Payson is now 6 months as of 2 days ago, and the last few weeks I've been able to start wearing her in the wrap on my back, and it is a game changer. I wore Knox on my back after he got probably not as young as Payson, but I would say maybe when he was like 8 or 9 months old. I never did the back carry with Camden. I baby wore a lot with her, but I did not do the back carry. It intimidated me too much, and so I tried it with Knox, and I'm so happy that we are at that point again because it really makes all the difference. I love baby wearing in general, and I love my Solly wrap. I love my Wild Bird ring sling. I love both of those, and I use them a lot. But once they start grabbing a lot of things, at least for me with my babies, they're trying to grab things, and a lot of the times I need to wear them that I'm not out in public. I love wearing them for errands and things like that, but they're not really grabbing things when I'm doing errands because they're not close enough to anything. But when I'm wearing them at home all the time, once they start grabbing a lot of things and I'm wearing them on the front, most of the time I'm wearing them is when I'm like trying to do laundry or cooking. Those are like the biggest things. And doing laundry, you lean down and then their head just kind of like not like they fall out or anything, but they just look so awkward, like hanging upside down, and it's just kind of uncomfortable to do when you're doing laundry and bending down over and over specifically. And then with cooking, it's hard because there's all the things that they can grab that they probably shouldn't be grabbing, or that is really inconvenient, right? And so if you put them on your back, it keeps them out of the way, and they stay super happy. And so it's been really awesome. Payson has been loving it. She's super content in there. She falls asleep so easily and naps in there, and so I've been wearing her on my back like all the time. This day also happened to be our first day of homeschool. I say tentatively because Camden is only 3. She'll be 4 in November, and so she would technically not be in preschool until the next school year. But I wanted to start a little bit early just so we could kind of get in the rhythm, and obviously we're keeping it really, really low-key. We're not doing a ton, like 30 minutes to an hour a day, and really that's just if she's enjoying it and having a really good time. I would say 30 minutes is all you would need, really, but she really has been loving it, and so we've been doing closer to an hour or sometimes even a little bit more than that. But it's just learning activities, working on letters and numbers and things like that, shapes, various things, doing worksheets and stuff like that. And I'm really excited to start implementing it into our daily life so that by the time we do get to preschool and to kindergarten age, we're already kind of in that rhythm and flow, and so that we can just amp it up a little bit. I think specifically with working from home and just some of the other things like backyard homesteading and just some of those things that we have going on, we have a full schedule already, as I feel like everyone does, but taking a little bit longer to ease into that routine and really just get it to be habit, and we're used to it and we're all comfortable with it. I think it's really going to help set us up for success in the future and just make the transition to homeschooling like a lot smoother. So we're doing it like very low key, but starting it early so that we have longer to adjust. If you're at all interested in hearing more of kind of like my thoughts behind it or how we're implementing it and things like that, I would love to share more on that sometime. So just comment below if that's something that would be interesting to you. Okay, Noxie, can you bring me that mat? Oh, that's for Mommy.
What's this for Mommy?
That is it. Thank you.
Yay.
And then, can you grab my coffee cube?
No, what's the
That's
coffee?
right there. See it?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much. Oh, you're such a big helper. Yeah, you can put it right here.
I put it right there so it can drop.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Come here, Noxie. You ready to get in?
Yeah, Mama.
Okay, right here, Noxie. Right here. We'll get it. But you gotta help pull first.
Okay.
Okay. Alright, let's go this way. Good boy.
Here you go.
Thank you. Okay. We gotta go slow. We're not gonna go to Pappy's house right now. We're gonna go to the park.
Oh!
Ooh. Does that sound so fun? How's your day, Camden?
So good.
So good. What do you want to do at the park?
I'll play at the park.
You want to play what? At the little park? You saying hello to her. What is she doing in there?
I'm a
You see anything in there?
right there.
What is it? There's down there? You see any turtles? Hey, no snakes.
Right there.
You see a snake? Where? I think that's a stick. That's a stick.
No, that's good.
Is it a turtle?
Yeah.
Where?
Right there. I think that's what
It's coming out of the water?
Yeah.
Where?
Right there.
That rock right there?
Yeah.
It's a fish?
Yeah.
I thought you said it was a... It's gonna eat us?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I don't think so. Here, come here, Noxie. Come look over here.
Mommy.
It's gonna eat us?
No.
No.
Mommy.
What? Okay.
That walk. Looks like snake.
It does kind of look like a snake. You're right.
Mommy.
That fish is gonna eat us?
No.
No. That's silly, boy.
Yeah.
What's gonna eat us?
That's all it
The shark?
Yeah.
There's a shark in there?
Yeah.
Where'd the shark come from? No shark.
Not
shark.
Not going in there.
This is an example of why I really love slow mornings like this where we don't have anywhere to be, because I knew when I woke up that day, I knew, you know, the household things that I needed to get done for our schedule to make our week run smoothly. But I also knew that my big item on my list for the day was to go to the park and spend the morning at the park with the kids. It was a beautiful day. I wanted to spend as much time outside as possible. So we got around, we did our school things that we wanted to do beforehand, because like I said, this was our first official day of like low-key homeschool, I guess. So we did that, and then we got around and we got ready, which always takes a little longer than you think, and then we got out the door to go on a walk to the park, and then spend a couple hours at the park just enjoying our time together. And so we had time to stop and look at the water, and we were looking for turtles, and we were looking for fish and snakes, and we got to have lots of good conversation around that, as you saw in the clips, and just like intentional time, just living together, being slow, not being in a rush. Because if I had somewhere to be, I probably wouldn't have time to stop and look at the water with my kids and have conversation about the fish and turtles and slow down and get on their level and really interact with them, because I'd be like, we got to get to the park and we got to get home, if we even did that, because we had to get out the door by a certain time, if that makes sense. So that's kind of what I mean about just taking it a little bit slower so that you can enjoy these moments with your kids. Your kids are only going to be this age for so long, and at least for me personally, like I said, everyone is different, so everyone has different preferences and desires for how they want to spend their time. But for me, when I have to be out of the door by a certain time all the time, and I do have the luxury of staying home with my kids, I should add, I know that not everyone has that luxury. So coming from that place, when I have to be out the door consistently at a certain time and rushing through all my tasks at home to get out the door at a certain time, I feel like I miss a lot of these little moments, because I'm just trying to get them out the door, get in the car, get to the place on time, and then, you know, go through whatever park or museum or whatever we're going to. It's just different when there's other people around and you're not having the slowness of stopping to interact with your kids and stopping to, you know, look at the birds and smell the roses and all of those things. You know, they seem so small, but these moments are so important for a kid's childhood, and for myself as a mom, like, these are the moments I want to look back on and really savor and enjoy. Okay, I'm going to give you each a baby wipe, and we're going to turn on baby wipe.
Yeah.
You know, here. No, Knox, don't do that. That'll squish him. Hold on, wait a second. Mama will give you some.
No, Mommy, myself.
Okay, hold on. Okay, put that in front of you, Cameron. Here, Knoxie. Knoxie. Okay, Knoxie. Get him soft. Don't squish him. Soft. Soft. There, good job. Gonna roll into your shoe, yeah.
Huh?
It's okay. Here, put it down here. That'll be better. There. Okay, get a few more soft. Don't squish him, yeah.
I'm not turn. I'm not turn.
Soft. Okay. Then eat those, and then we can get some more, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's so beautiful outside.
Yeah. What do you do? What do you right there? Okay. What do you do?
You see an airplane?
Yeah.
Where is it?
I've got the bee.
Up in the tree?
Yeah.
Do you like airplanes?
No.
Do you want to ride in an airplane sometime?
Yeah.
Yeah? Would that be so fun? You know, Noxie,
Look at me.
you want me to come with you? Okay. And did it come with you?
Yeah, blueberry toy.
And Blueberries come with us. Did you,
Mama
Noxie?
came with.
And your shoes come with you. You need shoes to go in an airplane, that's for sure.
And then I got the girl. I like it.
Oh, okay.
I got the airplane.
In that airplane, yeah.
Yeah.
Noxie,
And blueberry got the
hey, Noxie,
airplane.
I have to tell you
Red
something.
got the airplane too.
Guess what?
And the blue got the big
Hey, I'm trying to tell you something. Listen, did you know you've been on an airplane before?
No.
Yeah, you have several times.
Daddy told me.
Daddy came with you on the airplane, and Mommy, and Din Din,
Yeah.
and Noxie. But you were too little to remember. So we need to go again?
And
Oh, yeah.
Payson come?
No, Payson hasn't been on an airplane.
What?
Not yet.
So
Did you know
has he
Mr.
gone?
Hey, did you know Mr. Josh flies an airplane?
No.
Yes, he does. He flies one. Is that so cool? Yeah. We spend a lot of time outside, and a few of the things that have been super helpful in having our kids play and run around outside for hours is bringing a snack of some sort, whether we are just in our backyard or whether we go to a park or the zoo or whatever we're doing. bringing a snack is pretty key with toddlers, because otherwise they get hangry and emotional and they just need to go home and eat something, and you don't have anything to give them. So bringing a snack, or like an outside lunch, we do that often too, where we'll pack a lunch and take it somewhere, and that really helps too. But bringing food of some sort is really important. Bringing a blanket or a mat so that they can sit or lay down and just chill if they want to in between playing, besides the fact that it's really helpful for snacks as well. But just having a space that they can come and just be by themselves and sit with me or whatever, because sometimes they don't want to just run constantly the whole time and play. They want to chill in between. So I usually do that. And then also for me, I bring a book with me, and I actually try to spend some time reading, because it's a great opportunity for them to play independently and just foster that creativity and independence, and building sibling bonds too. Like, some of my best childhood memories, honestly, are like running around outside in our yard, playing Little House on the Prairie, and grabbing leaves and sticks and stirring them all together into some sort of soup and pretending to live off the land, and just doing that with my siblings. I absolutely love that, and I want my kids to have that opportunity too. Like, I want them to get bored and know how to resolve that and get creative and find fun things to do and entertain themselves. And so I do play with them, and there's definitely times when they ask me to play with them or whatever, that I will go play with them, and I'll create those memories and pour into them and like fill up their love tank, because I think that's really important. But I also don't do that the entire time. I think it's just a balance. So I try to kind of balance the two, because I don't, I think it is important to build those special memories with them, for myself and for them. Like, as we're doing things, like I said, savor those moments, like talk to them, hear their little stories that they want to tell me about. I'm not like just reading my book and completely tuned out. But at the same time, I'm not going to go to a playground and have an entire play set for them to play on, and then sit there and have them keep coming to me and not knowing how to play on the playground. Like, sometimes I feel like you go to parks and kids literally don't know how to play on the playground without their parents, because they've never been given that opportunity. And I've noticed that if I just sit there and I let them explore, and I tell them, I'm gonna let you try first, let's go try and explore, let's see if you can do it on your own, especially if they're at an age that's appropriate, obviously. That really builds a lot of confidence in themselves. They learn new skills, they problem solve, explore, and learn how to be more creative and independent. And I feel like it really helps a lot to let them just run around and explore and learn and really like stretch their creativity limits. So that's something that I do. I've started to try to bring a book, because I've really prioritized reading again in the last few years. And one of the ways that I can get more reading time in is just when I go to an outside place like this, like a park or something like that, where I can just sit and let them run around. I bring a book with me so that they can run around and explore and learn to be more creative and independent and problem solvers and all of those things, and I can get some reading time in. Another thing that I'll mention that is really, really helpful in helping your kids learn to play independently, because I will say this is a process. Like, this does not happen overnight. This is something that I feel like we have really prioritized from the beginning. And even now, honestly, there's still times where we like slack off and we get out of the habit a little bit of letting them just play and run around and do their own thing. Sometimes we get into a habit of just being so busy that we don't have time for them to have like that just free time to run around. If I'm being honest, like, it does happen. We go through seasons, and then I feel like when we do prioritize independent play again, it takes a little bit of relearning that skill. And so if you're just starting out with this, like, don't be hard on yourself, give yourself grace. It is a process, and it is going to take time for them to learn this, but they can learn this. And one of the things that has been really key for us is not necessarily putting them in a box. Like, for instance, this day I came to the park fully expecting that I would sit on the bench at the playground and that they would play on the big play area, and that they would go down the slides and all of those things. And we did that for a little bit, but then this park specifically has horses. Off to the side of it, they have someone who owns property, a bunch of acres over there, and they have horses. So we went over to look at the horses, and they found berries on this tree, and they were picking them. So I plopped my mat down, I gave them their snack over here, and we hung out here for like an hour and a half or more before we had to head back for nap time. And we could have hung out even longer, and they were so happy to just run back and forth and gather these little berries. And they didn't eat them. I made sure they knew not to eat them, so don't worry about that. But they just ran back and forth making piles and doing different things with the berries, and they were so entertained with that. But if I had tried to make them stay on the playset and not go and explore, I don't think we would have been at the park nearly as long.
Almost done.
What are you making?
Making soup? Ooh.
I want soup.
What kind of soup, Din Din? What kind of soup are you making? Oh, you need some soup?
I'm making soup.
You're making soup?
I'm making soup.
You're making soup for horses? For the horses? That's so nice of you. I'm sure they'll love that.
I'm not making soup.
You don't know how they're gonna get here? Yeah, I don't know either.
So how horses they here so fast?
How did the horses get here so fast? Because horses are super fast. They gallop really fast. We should look up how fast they can go. I don't know how fast they can go, but they can go really fast. They could probably gallop across that whole field so fast. You need a bigger stick? Okay, well you better go look on the ground and see if there's any over there. I bet there's some good ones. Did you find one? That's a really big one. That's a good one. What are you going to use it for? Oh, you got to get the little pieces off.
New pieces.
Here, let me see. Let's see if we can work together. Okay, you grab. So if you grab it here and pull. There you go. Okay, try this one. Grab it at the bottom. And pull hard. Kind of bend it a little bit. You flip like this. There, now try. No, that one stays over there. That one's too big. Nox. No. Hey, Nox, listen. Listen to Mama. Come here, please. No, sir. Like Daddy? Are you a boy like Daddy? Yes, you are. Listen, come here. Your job is to protect Sissy. You need to keep your sister safe. And when you have a big stick like this and you bang it down, that can hurt. Okay? So we need to go put it over there so that it's safe.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, over there's good. That's right. That's fine. Yeah. You can leave it right there. That's fine. No, not towards the bait. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Thank you.
No. I had this stick.
I will link this book called Digital Detox below for you because it is an amazing book so far. I have not finished it yet, but I am really loving it. And also I really want to do a book video. Let me know if that sounds fun because I have read so many good books lately and I feel like I want to do a video sharing some of my favorite ones that have been the most helpful. Come show me. You found a seashell?
Yeah,
On the tree?
yeah.
See, it's broke? Oh, it's a cicada shell, not a seashell. Is that what you meant today that you were gonna look for? Yeah. It's a cicada. No, we don't eat it. That's really cool though. Good job. They do like to hang out on trees. You hit it? It's not alive, honey. It's just a shell. It's just the outside part, remember? Nothing's in there.
More come.
You want me to come over there?
We can find more seashells. Find more seashells.
Really, I hope through this video that it's clear that it's all just a balance. It's a balance of letting your kids learn how to play independently and creatively, letting them, you know, just adventure and create their own exciting things wherever you are, and also like joining them in those worlds and seeing what the magic is for them, because that's the magic of childhood and you really want to savor those moments and those memories. So we try to do a balance of both and really just experience it all alongside them and interact with them, and also do our own thing sometimes too, because I think that's totally okay and develop so many skills in young kids that are really necessary. So I hope that's encouraging, that, you know, I don't think it's all or nothing. I think it can be some of both and a little bit of how we do things around here.
My baby's back.
Your baby's the best?
Yeah.
Yes, she is. I hope you enjoyed joining me for this morning with my 2 toddlers and my baby and seeing what a typical morning kind of looks like for us right now in this season. Like I said, no 2 days are ever exactly the same, but this is kind of a general rhythm that we have, just changing up a little bit, you know, what we're doing, if we're going to a park or if we're staying at home and doing some sort of sensory activity, or whether we're just having a chill day at home and reading books and things like that, or going to the zoo. Whatever it looks like, this is a typical rhythm for the days that we don't have play dates or things like that, and I hope that was enjoyable to watch. So thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this video, I would love for you to subscribe and follow along to see more content, and I'm so glad that you were here today.